Here's MartydudeVR, and guys, it is time for the most debated topic on my channel right now. We're talking about the Samsung Galaxy XR versus the Pimax Crystal Super Micro-OLED slash the Dream Air, kinda. So you guys know I don't have a Dream Air, but the display and the lenses are the same for the Dream Air. Only thing is Dream Air is just a lot smaller than the Crystal Super. And I will be calling the Samsung Galaxy XR the GXR just to make things a lot easier. It is a word salad to say the whole thing every time. And make sure you hype the video, guys, because that actually helps me on the algorithm. These videos take a lot of time, and I would appreciate it. You know, I got 2 kids and a wife, so it's hard for me to get to these videos nowadays. And also make sure you check out the VR treadmill first impressions I did for the Virtuous Omni 1, which is a new premium VR treadmill that I think a lot of you guys would like. But yeah, this is the battle between the 8K Micro OLED beast. So let's get into it. Oh, and one more thing, everything I mentioned in this video will be down in the description below. The headsets, the accessories, everything you might need. So that way you guys can know where they're at. And if you want to support the channel, you know where to go, help your boy out. First things first, one of the most debated topics is visual quality. And honestly, it's for a good reason, because I think these use the same displays. Not the same lenses, but the same displays. So obviously 8K micro OLED, high resolution, high contrast, high color, everything looks amazing on both of these headsets, and genuinely are both some of the best micro OLED experiences that I've had to this day. Now, I do have prescription lenses for both of these VR headsets. For the GXR, I actually got them from Samsung, whatever company they use. And for the Super, I actually got them from Homes VR. So shout out Homes VR for sending me a pair of prescription lenses for the free ski. Now, you guys know I did say some weeks back, probably like a month back, that the GXR was better than the Super. Well, I was wrong. After I got my Homes VR prescription lenses, I did get a little bit of glare on the Super, but man, it just looks better than the GXR to me. Now, we're both talking about, you know, the blacks on each of these headsets look great. Colors look great. The binocular overlap for both of these headsets is amazing. The visual experience is just magnificent on both of these headsets. And I even have some through the lens footage for the Super. I couldn't quite get it for the GXR because my camera would not work with it. So sorry about that. But I do have some through the lens footage for you guys to see. Everything is just dialed in, but the main difference between these two headsets is software support for the visuals. And that is a very big game changer when you're talking about PCVR. So obviously Pimax has Pimax Play. Now, some people hate Pimax Play. Personally, I'm in the middle. Sometimes it can be a little annoying, but when it comes to actually, you know, changing your PCVR experience, upscaling, sharpness, it looks amazing and really makes a difference between a headset not having it and a headset having it. So I think Pimax Play really gives the edge here. And personally, I would say that the Super just looks better than the GXR after tweaking and stuff has been done. But I will say this, it's not as far as people think though. I would say that the Super in terms of visuals is a 9. Definitely a good, hard, strong 9. And I would say that the GXR will probably be an 8. Definitely be an 8. But putting them side by side, guys, the Super just has the edge here in terms of visual quality. Sorry. All right, guys, let's talk about FOV, aka field of view. So there's not really much to report here, I'm gonna be honest with you. Both of these headsets definitely have smaller FOV, great binocular overlap, but smaller FOVs. But I will say that both of these headsets have great vertical FOV. I will say that. Now, as a person who usually likes horizontal FOV, I don't quite mind it for either one of these headsets because it just looks so good. And especially when you're playing flight sim, being able to like look up and down and stuff is actually really great. But honestly, nothing to write home here about. I mean, really kind of to me is a draw. But I will mention this, a lot of micro OLED headsets don't have the craziest FOV. I think the highest FOV that I have measured personally has to be the Play for Dream MR. And that's only because I can get really close to the lenses on the Play for Dream. Now let's talk about wired versus wireless, the PCVR experience for both of these headsets. This is where things really deviate because we're talking about foveated streaming versus DisplayPort. Now, obviously, you guys know, you've been on the channel for a while. You know I love DisplayPort, but I also love some foveated streaming. Let's get into the GXR first. So GXR has foveated streaming, and basically wherever your eyes is looking around in the headset, that is where the encoding is gonna focus. That will be a basically really clear spot, and you damn near won't be able to tell that it's even on most of the time. Now with Steam Link, you can tell a little bit more than virtual desktop, I would say. I do see it sometimes virtual desktop, but with Steam Link, you can kind of see where the encoding is happening as you look around. And that does ruin the experience a little bit. You can turn the encoding size up and it will kind of knock it out. But even with the Play for GMR, I can still see it. And the main thing really here is software maturity with virtual desktop and Steam Link. Steam Link literally had one version that came out and it works with foveated streaming. It does work. And somebody did put out a patch to make it so you don't have to do like the controller thing every time you want to enable the foveated streaming. And it's okay. It's not the best experience to me in terms of wireless. I have other VR headsets that do foveated streaming, just honestly do it better. And it's just a lot more of a simple thing versus having to tweak all these settings and all this stuff. I mean, even with the GXR, you got to turn off location access or your mic so you don't have like a green dot at the top of your screen. It can be really annoying, I'm not gonna lie. And there's like a lot of quirks with the GXR, but I will say this, the best wireless flight sim experience to me right now is the Samsung Galaxy XR. I love playing like VTOL VR within the GXR. Even using my Valve Index controllers, you know, I use Space Calibrator, and if you guys want a tutorial on that, I'll definitely teach you. But I just feel like genuinely, the GXR is probably the best wireless flight sim experience right now. I really do. And what's also thing has to be noted is performance right now with both of these streaming solutions. Now you can up the bit rate, and to me, I got 40 to 50 milliseconds of latency with a 5090 and Wi-Fi 6 running to my PC directly connected to my router, you know, across the house. So I do get a slight delay. It's not a crazy delay, it's not a game-breaking delay, but if I'm playing something fast-paced like Contractors or any other shooters I like to play in VR, then not my go-to. But I'm sitting down to some chill like flight sim or even a race sim, then the GXR does get the job done. And there's a lot of different quirks with the GXR, but let's kind of flip it over to the Super. The Super obviously is really good wired, probably really the best wired PCVR experience right now in terms of visuals. So you get just like visual firepower with Pimax Play, with the display, the lenses, all this stuff. And it handles flight sims really well. I mean, DCS World, VTOL VR, clearly anything you throw at the Super, it's just gonna play. The only real thing you're kind of missing with the Super is that freedom of movement. And that's really what it comes down to. Freedom of movement versus visual firepower. So for me, as somebody who's been playing a lot of sims lately, I don't mind having the visual firepower, but if I'm on like a VR treadmill, I would rather have the movement. But the thing with the GXR is that even though you do get that wireless freedom, everything isn't there yet. And don't get me wrong, the Super isn't perfect. I mean, Pimax Play is very hit or miss in terms of software. Has gotten a lot better. Has gotten a lot better over the course of the last like 7 to 8 months I've been using Pimax products. But I will say that it's just a lot further along than what the GXR has. So to sum up this section, it really goes to the GXR for wireless freedom and the Crystal Super for this visual firepower. So both have different strengths. Next, let's talk about comfort. So comfort is a really big thing with VR because if you're not comfortable, you're not gonna have fun. So I did actually get something for the GXR. I got the Globally Cluster kit. They sent it out to me. Shout out Globally Cluster. It's amazing, guys. It fits perfectly. Literally have no problem wearing it. And like the back pad is comfortable. They even let you put like a Velcro pad in here at the top. Let's see if I can angle it right there, top. So you can actually get a good fit. So I can actually put it on here right now. That's all. Put it on, send that out. Yeah, boom. It's so comfortable, literally easy to wear, and literally like no issue whatsoever. So a lot of times when I'm wearing my Samsung Galaxy XR, the main issue is that it's just a really small headset, but with the top strap, you don't have to worry about that. And then with the Tyco Tech 3D, you can actually mount the battery to the back of your head. So a lot of times when I'm using my GXR, I will literally have on this Global Cluster strap, but I was using a Tyco Tech 3D and it worked perfectly fine. It's literally an easy installation, like very painless, and I will link both in the description below. But yeah, there's a lot of comfort options for a GXR. Personally, I think it's the more comfortable headset out of the two. Now for the Crystal Super, it's a little bit of a different game. So this is a very heavy headset, guys. And even I had to add counterbalance weights to the back of it. I use Studio Form. Studio Form has some of the best comfort kits for even like the Big Screen Beyond, Pimax headsets. Like they really don't miss when it comes to comfort. And I highly recommend them really over anybody else. I really do. Like they always get the details right when it comes to what makes a lot of these VR headsets uncomfortable. But fully kitted out, I'm giving it to the Samsung Galaxy XR because it just feels like a lot more comfortable of a wear for long sessions. All right, guys, let's talk about tracking and controllers. This is where we're gonna get a very wide gap because I feel like tracking on the GXR is not great. And it sucks, and I wish I would have played the GXR with different games before when I did my big PCVR review, because I did it mostly with Flight Sim, and I kind of missed out on a few big glaring issues with the ecosystem for the GXR. And one, the boundary system sucks, dude. It is not anywhere near even MetaQuest level, or even like Pimax has a better boundary system than the GXR. No bueno. You can't really resize it. It moves. It's just not good. Light detection also. When you are moving around with a GXR, you go to a slightly different area of light. Like if I turn my head that way, facing that screen right there, it will literally say lost tracking, low light. And I'm like, bro, I have studio light all around my room. Even when I'm using my VR treadmill back there, there's lights at the bottom and it'll still lose tracking. So they have to work on that or be able to turn it off, because it just sucks. I'm not gonna lie, especially in the middle of a game. I've been in the middle of a game with contractors using GXR, and then boom, I can't use my headset for like a few seconds because it's trying to recalibrate. Main thing I've done is even for the controllers. Now I do love the controllers for the GXR. I think they are some of the most comfortable controllers. You even have like a wrist strap, all that stuff. They're heavy. I love that. But I end up using these because GXR controllers are not solid, dude. The tracking on them, they jitter. It's hard. They kind of delayed a little bit when it comes to pointing. It's just not a great experience in terms of controller tracking. You can use Space Calibrator though. I've used Space Calibrator. I've used VR gloves. If you've seen, got a video on those too. VR gloves for Flight Sim. Check that out also. But you can do that. Use Space Calibrator, and if you guys want a tutorial on how to do that, I will definitely teach you. But a lot of times I do use my GXR with Valve Index controllers, Lighthouse tracking, because it's just better. Moving on to the Pimax side of things. So you guys know I have criticized Pimax a lot for their slam tracking on the controllers because it was rough. Oh my God, it was rough. Even the tracking for the headset itself used to be really terrible, but it has gotten a lot better over time. And now I can use it for games like No Man's Sky. I can use it for contractors. Maybe not like Beat Saber, nothing like that. Maybe not even Blade of Sorcery, but for things where movement is normal in a normal range, it does totally fine nowadays. Not perfect, don't get me wrong, guys, but compared it to the GXR, I have a lot more fun using a Pimax controller / headset when it comes to tracking and just overall controller usage. So yes, Pimax actually does win. Next is software / ecosystem, and this is where things kind of get real debatey. Like some people may think that Steam Link and virtual desktop are fine. I think they are fine too, to a certain extent. But I feel like it desperately needs optimizations that Google kind of has to let them do. That's the main thing. Google is kind of holding Guy Golden back and his team on making certain fixes to virtual desktop right now. And so the main issue is how long does that take, right? And even like right now, it's usable. I think a lot of people will actually use it who kind of putting off the GXR and stuff like that. But it's not perfect. I mean, even like the wireless experience for the Play with Dream MR, to me, is a lot easier and is better than the GXR. I got a lot of latency spikes, even when using different codecs for virtual desktop. And Steam Link kind of can be a little messy. It's really hit or miss, guys. I'm not gonna lie. When it's working right, oh, it's perfect. It's amazing. I love it. But there are those times where it's just like random hiccups and it's like, you know. So I think that the GXR in terms of software, even for productivity and stuff, is just really immature. I think in a few months, maybe 6 months down the line, it'll be more realized, and hopefully we get more support from Google and stuff like that. But until then, it's kind of like a big question mark, even for people that have it. I will say that Pimax has come very far in their software, but even then, if you go on the subreddits and stuff like that, you'll see people having a lot of issues with Pimax Play. For me, I don't have a lot of issues, but I do look at the community to kind of give a fair assessment on kind of the overall tone of things. So for productivity, the GXR is going to win because it does, to me, focus on that. But when it comes to the straight PCVR software experience, gotta give it to Pimax. All right, so who should buy what? I feel like you should buy aka Samsung Galaxy XR if you are a person who really wants wireless freedom. If you're a person who values wireless freedom over anything else, this would literally be like a Quest Pro 2 for you. Like this will literally be that next step above like a Quest 3 or any other wired headset that's under $1,000. If you're in the VR treadmill content also, then this is perfect for VR treadmill. Obviously switch out those controls like I said, and you're good. I think if you're a person looking for a wireless flight sim headset, then yeah, the GXR is really good. I'm telling you guys, it is so good for flight sim. And if you want a headset that does like Android apps for productivity, then yeah, the GXR is gonna be a duh. I think a person will want the Super Micro-OLED if they are or the Dream Air, obviously, if they're a person who really wants visual firepower over quite literally everything else. Like I said before, the Crystal Super Micro-OLED is the best visual experience I have ever had in terms of colors, contrast, high resolution clarity. Literally in a lot of departments, it's just a monster when it comes to visual. So I would say definitely get the Super Micro-OLED, or if you're an existing user who has a Super, then yeah, get that Micro-OLED module or get the Pimax Dream Air. And if you're okay with a wired only experience, like a lot of you guys are, a lot of you guys beg for DisplayPort, well, here it is. So to sum it up, guys, the Crystal Super is better looking in terms of visuals, but the GXR is a bit more versatile in terms of wireless freedom and productivity, and just the ecosystem being more open to tinkering and stuff like that. And guys, if you use my code MartydudeVR for Pimax, you do get a free 12-month extended warranty. That's before April 10th. And you do get free return shipping assurance. So that's really, really good for people who want to try the headset out. Maybe you might not like it, may be able to send it back. You know, but if you want to support the channel, guys, make sure you hit affiliate links, make sure you hype the video, subscribe, all that stuff. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Let me know in the comments below. Some of you guys probably will hate this video, some of you guys probably will love it. So we'll see how the temperature looks in the comments. And also make sure you check out the Virtuix Omni 1 first impression video review coming soon. But it's been MartydudeVR, and remember, I'm just a dude with a VR headset. Peace.